Hello, everybody. This is Mickey Lynn Larson-Olson, aka Q Patriot, January 6th, inmate 376303. And I am sitting down for my one meal of the day. I no longer subscribe to the Rockefeller mentality of 3 meals a day. I am not a doctor. I do have a degree as a medical assistant. But I'm not spreading medical advice. I'm just letting you know this is for entertainment and information only. And that is that the Rockefellers got us eating 3 meals a day because your body's healed the best in a fasted state. And don't take it from me. Go and listen to Dr. Barbara O'Neill, and she will tell you about how beneficial fasting is. It is something that was removed from the Bible, and because they don't want you to know how beneficial fasting is for your body and how much it helps you heal. Our ancestors did not eat 3 meals a day, but they got us so busy, our bodies so busy and focused on digesting food that they don't have time to heal. So if your body's energy is being so focused on digesting the food, it cannot heal. And so I've been doing this since October 5th of 2025. I have lost 28 pounds despite my little binge I had eating my own cookies that I made. I still feel like I'm doing pretty good. And another thing I do, I fast. I do a 3-day fast, or 3-day water fast once a month. So some advice on that, if you're going to do a water fast, is don't jump right into it. I warmed myself up to it by starting with like 24-hour fast. I did that. But yeah, this kind of, I went on this 1 meal a day starting October 5th, 2025. So, but then I started doing 24-hour fasts, and then I worked up to a 3-day fast. And now the 3-day fast, what I realized was on day 3, I was pretty weak. And so I have a really good friend, my friend Jean, my negative 48 Dallas Proxmanian sister, that is quite versed in this, and she's been doing this for a long time. And she recommended I add like a bit of baking soda and Celtic salt into my water, and that helped me. That did the trick, because you're depleting your minerals, so you're going to need those. And Dr. Barbara O'Neill will tell you that most people are deficient in magnesium because the medical field made salt the villain. But if you have a stroke, the first thing they're going to do is give you an IV filled with a bunch of salt well above the level, because salt is not the enemy. Your body needs magnesium. What happened was they took all the beneficial minerals out of our salt. So your basic table salt doesn't have the minerals your body needs to thrive. So, and Dr. Barbara O'Neill said that the thing is that we got everybody drinking like all this water. They're drinking all this water, but they're still dehydrated. And the reason is because you need the magnesium in your body to take the H2O to your cells. So without the magnesium component to do that, your body is still not getting the H2O it needs to thrive. So keep in mind, I take a magnesium supplement. I'm not sponsored by anyone other than God, and I got a bunch of earth angels, but I'm not sponsored by anyone. But I highly recommend you find, I'm not going to say any brand or anything like that. I just think you should do your research and find you a great magnesium complex. And also, I keep Celtic salt in my house. Dr. Barbara O'Neill says she keeps a little Celtic salt in her pocket. So you just take like 1 or 2 crystals and put it up underneath your tongue. And that's going to help you throughout your day too. And I use them because part of my military disability is migraines. I get really bad migraines, and so if I get a migraine or feel a migraine coming on, I try to not go to my big pharma medicine that I get from the VA if I can help it. And so I usually will start by putting, taking a pinch of Celtic salt and putting it under my tongue, and drinking some water to get that to my cells. So I'll start with that, and sometimes I it doesn't matter what I do. I have to go take my medicine from the VA. But anyway, you need to be mindful of that, and also that it used to be healthy. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not dispelling medical advice here. I'm just entertainment and education only. I'm a stupid idiot. I'm just a crazy conspiracy theorist. You really shouldn't listen to anything I have to say. Okay? But you should consider listening to some really smart doctors like Dr. Barbara O'Neill and Dr. Brian Ardis, who will tell you that statins, they came along when they were trying to sell the statins. So it used to be like if you had a cholesterol level of 350, you were considered healthy. Like that, the higher your cholesterol, the healthier you were, because most people don't realize your brain is mostly made of cholesterol. So what they're doing by decreasing what's considered safe, right, is and then they give you the statins because they decreased it. So now you're in danger, right? You're in big danger, right? So they give you the statins. Well, then guess what happens? Your brain is not getting the cholesterol it needs to be healthy. And so Alzheimer's did not exist before statins. It did not. And it went through the roof. Alzheimer's went through the roof. So I had a great grandma with Alzheimer's, and my grandma Mickey that I was named after had Alzheimer's. And so I know a lot of people that have had Alzheimer's. So I want you, if you have somebody you love that has Alzheimer's, I want you to see if they are on cholesterol lowering medications. Dr. Barbara O'Neill says the statins is something you could get off immediately, and she suggests you do. And feed them full of saturated fat. They've made fats the villain, but our ancestors thrived on fats. Real butter. They sat there and they took out the real butter, right? And they gave you margarine. You know what? Entertainment and education purposes only. Please, YouTube, don't take this down. Don't. Nobody listens to me anyway. Haven't you seen? Nobody views my videos. Come on. But what happened was they wanted to fatten up the cows, so they could kill them faster, right? Now, just so you know, I like my meat, so I'm not on here telling you not to eat meat, okay? Anyway, so what they did was they were feeding the cows this byproduct and to get them fatter, right? And what was happening was the cows started having heart attacks. But the government had entered into 50-year contracts with the farmers to continue to produce this oil, right? So what they do? They made margarine. Oh, I can't believe it's not butter, right? It's not butter. Real butters are really good for you. Good fats are good for your brain. Good fats are really good for your brain. Meats from red meat. So that's why they villainize these things, because if the American people and humanity ever figures out that these things are actually good for them and good for their brain, well, then they're out of money, right? If everybody stops taking cholesterol medicine, and then they turned around and they recently decreased what is considered healthy for your blood pressure. Did you know that? Yes, they sure did. Again, All lies. I don't know how to tell the truth, okay? I mean, I've just been lying for so long that I don't have a clue how to tell the damn truth anymore. But you should look into it. You should question everything, especially when it comes to your health. Question everything. Don't believe me. Trust your instincts. Do your research. Trust your gut. Trust your heart. Because they don't care about you, just like Michael Jackson said. They don't care about us. Michael Jackson's alive, by the way. He really is. Yes, he is. He's a hero. He's one of our nearly 900 alive dead heroes that put their lives on hold to help save humanity and destroy evil. God bless him. The world owes him a big, huge apology. They done messed up big time. But anyway, they really just want to sell their medicines. They don't care about you. They have lowered these things to put your life in danger. And again, YouTube, I'm just spewing nonsense, just education and information from a 21-year retired Air Force Iraq war veteran that's got a medical degree as a medical assistant. Not a doctor giving advice. But the Rockefellers, they wanted to, they lost in the Chevron case. That's how the Chevron doctrine came about, because the Rockefellers were monopolizing when it came to the oil. So they came up with this byproduct called petroleum. Well, they wanted a way to use their petroleum, to sell their petroleum. So they made big pharma medicine, right, is petroleum-based medicine. And then they told the schools that were teaching how everything your body needs to heal was put on this planet by God. All the plants, all the herbs, these things were given to us by God. But the Rockefellers wanted to make money. So they told the medical schools that they had to teach their curriculum. That if they didn't teach their curriculum, they wasn't getting no money. And then they told everybody that if they take their medical directions from homeopathic doctors, that those homeopathic doctors are just quacks. That's what they said. So next thing you know, people stop going to the homeopathic doctors, right? And then the insurance companies also play a factor, because now you don't have the independent doctors that you used to have. And so more and more, it's the insurance companies that are directing these doctors on what they can and cannot prescribe, because they won't pay for everything, right? So even though a doctor's like, oh, I want this patient to have this or that because I think it's what's best for them, like, ivermectin, HCQ, the insurance companies, no, we're not going to pay for that. We're just not going to pay for it. And then what happened with the Rockefellers too was that cancer didn't exist before the petroleum-based medicines. The cancer did not exist. Matter of fact, it used to be very common for people around the world, and still most people around the world still do it, and that is called doing the parasite cleanse. And so we used to do the parasite cleanse just like the rest of the world, but somewhere along the line they convinced the American people that we're too advanced of a nation to have any parasites. That's a third world problem. That's a third world problem. Well, guess what? You're going to find out that they knew since the 40s or 50s that cancer has the same DNA makeup as parasites. That's a fact. They knew it. But the Rockefellers, they had to capitalize on it. You know what those bastards did? They started the American Cancer Society. They sure did. So what happens? It's not only that they make the money from the medicines, okay, and the medical part of it. It's also they make the money from the donations for the cure, right? Go listen. My favorite singer is Tom McDonald. Go listen to his song Cancer, because it's true. Love my Tom McDonald, my favorite singer of all time. And a very powerful song, his song Cancer. Very, very powerful song. And so, because then they get money from this cancer and money from this cancer and money from this cancer and this, because everybody's trying to find a cure, right? Meanwhile, those bastards have had the cure for decades. Decades they had the cure for cancer. They had 6,000 cures and technologies we were supposed to get September 11, 2001, including a lot of other things regarding to NISARA, the National Economic Security and Recovery Act, NISARA. And it's real, and they kept it from us, including the mudbeds. So, them bastards, they really are evil. I don't know if YouTube's gonna let this stay up. Okay, they might take me out, and that's all right, because God sees me right now, and I know He thinks I'm a total badass, and He's so proud of me for just telling the truth, even though they keep silencing me. They keep doing everything they can to silence me and smear my name. I was hacked. I've been hacked twice. I stupidly clicked a link. It was stupid because it was a friend, but it was something my friend wouldn't typically send me as far as a message, so I should have paid it no mind. It was about some competition for a podcast. Please vote for me. Now they're using my account, my name, my image to send that same message out to everybody. That's on my 60,000.3K followers on X. They're sending it out to all of them, hoping they'll also click on it and they can hack their account. So I've been dealing with this. I got in for one day, and so I was able to at least let everybody know what was going on. Next thing you knew, I was hacked again about 1:40 in the morning on the 6th of June. I was hacked again. So that's not me. I didn't buy a house. I didn't buy my first house. I've lived in my house. I own this house 50-50 with my ex-husband, David. And long story. It's going to make a great part of my book. And so we've bought our house, lived in our house since December 31st, 2003. So I didn't buy a new house, and that house that they're claiming I bought, my first house, is like a baby house. Like if my house had a baby, that's what it would look like. The house they're claiming is my first house, like a baby. It'd be like a baby house. I have a 2-story house. It's not my house. I didn't buy a new house. I love my house. I love Little Abilene, Texas, where I live. I love it very much. And so if I ever have the money to buy a house, it's going to be in Benton, Arkansas. so I can go to church at least once a month anyway, and make my cookies. So, or it's going to be the Sandcastle house out in California, but I'd have to be major rich. So I'm not sitting on $100,000 in investments. I did start to try to do XRP, but I wasn't even able to. If I had the money, I'd buy lots of silver. If I had the money, I'd buy lots of silver and XRP if I had the money. But I don't know any Coach Sophie. Coach Sophie and I never spoke. Coach Sophie never tried to help me make no money. I was doing XRP, but I just needed to survive. So I'd end up going in my XRP, which is pretty easy with Uphold. Uphold makes it pretty easy. Great. I love Uphold. My friend Marilee's the one that turned me on to Uphold. Great. But It's very easy to take that money out. Anyway, so I'm just over here trying to survive. And matter of fact, I went to Washington, D.C. recently to participate in the Rededicate Our Republic Back to God, May 17th, 2026, in my costume. On the way there, I got hit on back of my car. I got hit, and the person that hit me ran. They left. So I'm don't want to file insurance. I don't want to do an insurance claim on it because it still makes you an at risk, even if somebody else is to blame. Even if it's a hit and run, they still can hold that against you and consider you an at risk and raise your rates. So I don't really want to do that. And so anyway, but I recently got hit, and so I just found out my bill for that, and over $2,000, $196 or something, and that's like half my military retirement that I get a month. Okay, that's half my military retirement. I'm paying out because somebody hit me and they ran. Okay, and this is my only take on that. God gives me everything I need. I have plenty of food in my house, plenty. So I'm good. All right, like I got what I need. Okay, me and Roxy are good. We got plenty of food, but it still sucks. Like, it's not like I have that kind of money to just throw away. I mean, I haven't yet gotten my costume together for 4th of July, but I will. I'll get it together. It'll work out. And anyway, so, but the thing is there's really a lot of really bad people out there in the world, and deceitful people. And this person claims that I bought a bunch of jewelry for, like, the person shows their hand. Okay, just so you know, this is my hand. This is my hand. That person's hand is obviously not this hand. She's got like long fingers. I got like short, stubby little fingers. Okay, but I was able to delete those messages that she had put out there regarding the house and the new SUV. It's a big, huge white SUV. Oh, Coach Sophie, because she's helped me so much, I was able to buy a brand new SUV. I don't even have a car, okay? About 3 years ago, I was door dashing, which is something I used to do to help offset my expenses and my military retirement pay so I could follow President Trump all over the country. I used to door dash. Sadly, I missed a yield sign. I was in an area where I wasn't normally at, and I usually door dash real late at night, so there wasn't really a lot of car traffic or anything. And I got hit, and my car got totaled. And I had saw myself being traded on the stock market by David Lester Strait. He showed me about 20 countries and 20 companies were trading me on the stock market. Yes, we're all, that's a, entertainment and education, just total bullshit. Just don't even believe it. It's just nonsense. Because I didn't see it with my own eyes. I didn't see me being traded on the stock market by like 20 different countries and 20 different companies. And this all goes back to 1871 when Ulysses S. Grant, President Grant, took out a loan through the British Crown. And because of that loan, they made the American people collateral to the debt. Okay? And then we used to be capital U, little knighted, capital S, states, and then it used to be four, F-O-R, at capital A, America. That's what we used to be, okay? Well, they made it all caps, United States of America. When they did that, combined with that loan, they made us a corporation. And that's the truth. And then the loan required all the debt to be paid in gold. to the British Crown. Your birth certificate, they use that. Your social security number, driver's license number. They use all these things to trade you on the stock market. They take, when you're born, your mom does the birth certificate, not knowing, of course, that she's basically making England the ward of your child. Again, just nonsense. Just nonsense. We just spew nonsense. Us Q people, we just spew nonsense. Anyway, so we finally had the gold underneath underneath Building 7 to pay back the British Crown to free the American people. September 11th, 2001. Queen Elizabeth is not the rightful heir to the throne, and she was supposed to step down September 11th, 2001. The world will find out that the Bushes were major co-conspirators in 9/11, and that George H.W. Bush was actually born in Germany, and they were brought to America under Operation Paperclip, and their documentation, their name, and everything was changed. So these are all nonsense. Everything I say is just bullshit. Because if I say it's true, then Facebook will take this video down. They will. They'll take it down. Because they can't have you even entertaining the idea that anything us Q people say is facts. They can't have you they just can't even have you thinking about it. So, the best is yet to come. Good things are happening. You'll see. So, people always say when they get done with the video, they go, Mickey, by the time you eat, your food's always cold. I'm kind of used to my food being cold because I have to eat really slow. So one of my problems I have that made me 100% permanent and total disabled veteran with the Air Force is I have horrific gastroesophageal reflux disease in which I get sick nearly every day. And this was caused by that I worked at a phase support section, and they used to use the fire extinguisher foam to clean the airplanes and the floors, and so it got in the water supply. And that's when I began getting sick for absolutely no reason. And it's never stopped. And this has been since 2000, and it's only gotten worse in the years after that. And actually, I'm part of a lawsuit, and I need to get off my butt and get this information to them that they asked me for a while back. And so anyway, and that is regarding the PFAS in the water. I have to tell them every place I've lived. And I did that. I was very proud of myself. I got it all together. I mean, I was in the military for, 21 years. I finally got that. Now they're saying they want proof I lived in these places. So they said they want my credits, information, or anyway. And I mean, it's legit. It's legit. They just need to be able to prove to the court that I actually lived in these places. They said also my DD form 214, copy of my DD form 214. So anyway, this is something I reached out to them to be part of this case, so we'll see how it goes. So anyway, so I made some cheddar garlic biscuits the other night because I made a salmon. Now, once I took the soy sauce, I put too much soy sauce on it. Once I took the soy sauce off, it was absolutely delicious. As a matter of fact, I finished that earlier today. And so tonight, I don't want to waste my biscuits, but I use freshly milled flour, and I live alone. So I went ahead and also, so I use freshly milled flour And for this, I used soft white wheat. I milled some soft white wheat, which I think is working best for like biscuits and stuff. Is I like the soft white wheat, and put seasonings in it. Um, and anyway, it turned out amazing. Don't want to waste it. So I just decided tonight I just gonna put some eggs on my biscuits. And here's my butterfly. This is my butterfly. Yep. That's my butterfly. I'm all about the butterflies. So, and then I put some cheese on it and some fried eggs. Some fried eggs. Well, I'm actually very proud of myself. So, a while back, my very good friend, Ruben Rodriguez, I was looking for pans, but I didn't want any that had any aluminum, even if it was in the core. I didn't want that. So he recommended these SMITHEY cast iron pans. And so I bought quite a few of those, and I absolutely love them. And I'm finally like really getting really good at cooking with them. It took a little bit of practice to be able to cook with them. So anyway, I made my eggs with my cast iron today, my fried eggs, and it wasn't broke. I just broke it. I just broke my egg. And that's so I won't eat all of this, but I got 3 eggs on there with some cheese, lots of pepper, salt. And so we're just gonna see if this is yummalicious, yummy. I'm not sure how my biscuit's gonna hold out with me waiting this long to eat it, but yeah. Yeah. I also put a little butter on my biscuit. Yum, delicious, yum, for sure. I ate a lot of eggs. Did you know that eggs has everything your body needs to survive with the exception of vitamin C? And you can get vitamin C from a lot of different places. So, do you like my shirt? I'm proud to be a problem. It's Tom McDonald, proud to be a problem. I got a shirt, a different proud to be a problem shirt, and it stays in my USA room unless I'm wearing it, which I don't wear it out very often. But it's got a bunch of signatures from my fellow J6ers, and I'm very proud of it. It usually stays in the USA room unless it's on my back or in my bags on my way to a trip. And here is my red tie. And see this cross? My very good friend Joyce, she gave me 2 of these, and a green one. She makes these, and so I always have it on my costume. And I always have this Pledge of Allegiance button on my costume, and so I got just some buttons. But I usually have a bunch of buttons. So never stop speaking the truth. Charlie Kirk, defend the Constitution from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. As a veteran, every veteran can tell you that our oath of enlistment never expires. We take an oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And people always say, why didn't you just walk down those stairs January 6th when the Capitol Police told you to, Mickey? Why didn't you just walk down the stairs? One, before I went on the scaffolding, several people told me that a Capitol Police officer had shot and killed a fellow female Air Force combat war veteran named Ashley Babbitt. At that time, I believed that with my whole heart. And I was like, I'm not leaving my sister on the battlefield. And I made up my mind that was the hill I was willing to die on. I almost got blown up in Iraq twice over BS concocted by our own government with Operation Northwoods carried out against the American people. Once you find that out, well, one, you stop paying your credit card bills because you realize that Nazara cleared you of all your debt a long time ago. And they're trading you on the stock market. So that's why I don't have a car. I don't have a car because I had a 720 credit score when I first went into this Q movement, and I had a red Mazda Miata RF Grand Touring, brand new, my dream car. And so anyway, but the whole thing is, everybody's going to learn the truth about everything that they have done. And I couldn't walk down those stairs. I couldn't walk down those stairs because I knew too much truth. They had gone too far. The COVID nonsense. I had the cops called on me because I refused to wear a freaking mask. I walked into and this was in Texas, okay? This was in Texas. I live in Abilene, Texas. I was on my way to Arizona. I'm still in Texas, right? I stopped to get some gas, go to the bathroom, get some coffee. The lady that's there, she tells me I have to wear a mask. I says, no, Governor Abbott said if we have medical situations that preclude us from, wearing a mask, then we don't wear masks. And I said, I am medically, I do not have to wear a mask because of my medical. She asked me what it was, and I said, that's a HIPAA violation. You have absolutely no right to ask me what my medical conditions are. And she goes, I don't care. And I says, I told her, I says, I'm an Iraq war veteran, 21 years, Air Force, but all she couldn't get past seeing all my Trump and all my Q gear. She couldn't get past my Q buttons and my Q gear. And she told me to leave. I said, I'd already went to the bathroom. I mean, I walked right in there, went to the bathroom. So I was really just trying to get my coffee. And then I was going to go get my gas and roll down the road. That was the whole plan. Well, she tells me I have to leave. I said, no, she can't. She can't do that. It's a public place. As soon as you open it to the public, it's a public place. And so she calls the sheriff. And now, mind you, I'd already been arrested for January 6th. And she tells the sheriff, or whoever, deputy or whatever, that she's got one of them there crazies in her store. She's got one of them there crazies. And that I wouldn't leave. So she tells me that I just need to leave. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. You can either let me get my coffee and I can go on about the way, or I'll wait for the sheriff. She was so certain the sheriff was going to arrest me. I'm sitting there at the door, and anybody knows me knows I'm Gen X all the way, okay? I'm from the day when you didn't fight over a computer. You took out your fist and you fought, okay? That's my generation. You didn't mess with people behind closed doors. You just boom, and you don't fuck with me no more. And that's how I rolled. And I beat boys' butts, I beat girls' butts, all 5'3". I mean, I kicked the girl's butt that was like 5'8". I kicked her butt. She didn't go to school for 2 days because I gave her big old huge black eyes. Okay? Kicked the boy's butt in the 5th grade because it called me a wuss. Called me a wussy. I kicked his butt after school, got on the bus. We haven't seen that boy ever since. Not once high school reunion does he show up. He could never live it down. Mickey kicked his ass. Okay, that's where I come. So I don't quit. Okay, I'm waiting for. I'm just a smart ass from way back. All right, I'm just a smart ass from way back. So I'm sitting there. They tell me come sit in this little area while we wait for the sheriff. I am waiting. I got my Trump USA coat on, my USA flag on my back, USA on my sleeves, my Trump hat, my Q stuff, and I'm just all, my Trump shoes, you name it. I had it on. I'm sitting there. I'm like, this is the stupidest damn thing this girl could do. Because She could just let me get my coffee and leave, right? But I'm sitting there, smart ass from way back, going like this. Every time somebody comes through the door, I'd be like, ha, ha, ha. Every time for like an hour while I wait for the sheriff's office to show up. This little dude shorter than me. I'm not kidding you. I'm 5'3". This dude was probably like 5 foot tall with short man's disease. He got total short man's. Now look, I got plenty of friends that are men, friends that are small, like shorter. But they are all men every day. They don't got short man's disease. This is not every man that's small has short man's disease. That's not the case. Because my Glenn Baker, I love my Glenn Baker. And he is all man every day, every day. Just love him. So, yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. But some men that are short get positions of power like that because they have short man's disease. And this one was one of them. So he said, well, the video, she said that you spit on her when you were awfully aggressive with her. And in the video, you were awfully aggressive with her. And I just told her I wasn't going to leave. So anyway, so he said that she could press charges against me for spitting on her. Because she said I spit on her. I laughed at him. I said, you better get you a Q-tip and go down, wipe her face, because I'll see you in court. I did not spit on that girl. You didn't see. Oh, well, she said the way you were talking, you were spitting on her. You were spitting on her when you were talking. I said, good. Then you better go back in there and get a Q-tip and wipe her whole face. And you better hope she doesn't have any other person's DNA on her either. And anyway, he goes, what do you want? I said, at this point, I just want to get he asked me why I was there. I said, well, I'm on my way to an event, a Patriot event out in Arizona. I helped organize it. President Trump's campaign photographer in 2016, Jean Ho, is out there. A lot of people are waiting on me. And all I came in here to do was get some coffee, go to the bathroom, and get some gas. He said, well, did I need to? And I said, look, I need to get some gas because I don't have enough gas to get to another place. There was the next place was a long ways away. So anyway, so I got my gas, even though he threatened to take me to jail and arrest me because I was refusing to leave. And I said, you go on ahead. Go ahead. Once once that's happened to you, just like that fear of that is gone from me. Even the threat of throwing me in jail now, gone. Like, I'm no longer afraid of jail. I'm like, go ahead, bring me on down there. But 3 meals a day? No. I mean, it's no walk in the park, but I won't let them fear me out of doing what I believe is right. Because they're threatening me to throw me in jail. So anyway, wow, that's a whole bunch today, huh? I know. I don't expect any of you to be here at the end of my videos. A lot of this, I ramble on, because my very good friend Danielle Ray Clark told me she felt I should share my life's, my health journey with everyone. And so I started doing that, and sadly, Danielle Ray Clark, Daniele, Ray, R-A-E, Clark, C-L-A-R-K. She is gematria genius. We learned from the best. Michael Brain Protzman, a.k.a. -48. Danielle Ray Clark equals 119. Mary Magdalene equals 119. So I do this because it's a way for me to stay connected to her. As weird as that probably sounds to people, it's something she asks me to do. So it's like, I do it for my friend. I do it for my friend. And if nobody ever sees them, that's okay. that's okay. Doesn't take me anything to do them, and hopefully somewhere down the road people will look at these videos and they'll realize us Q people aren't crazy. Us add-ons, us digital soldiers, us truthers, we're not crazy, and that we've been sharing the truth, and it costs all of us a great deal. I haven't spoke to my daughter in over a year. She's a nurse. I won't shut up about the dangers of vaccines. And my granddaughter was born December 31st, 2024. I haven't seen her since she was a couple months old. They live at Dias, only about 15 minutes away. But I've gotten to this point in my life where I'm just not willing to be disrespected by anyone, especially not my children that I have sacrificed far too much for. I have sacrificed so much for my children, and for them to disrespect me is something I'm just not going to tolerate. I'd rather just be alone. And right now it's me and my dog, Foxy Roxy, and we're doing great. And so I know, I hope that if you're watching this someday down the road, that you'll realize that us Anons were really just fighting for humanity, that we were doing everything we could to protect every single person on the face of the planet. Every time we share the truth, it costs us a great deal. I'm kicked off X again because somebody hacked my account. And that means I can't share the truth over there right now. But you know, it's for us Anons, we'll tell you, it was a God. This is a godly mission for us. This is really, we feel like God has given us this mission. We answered God's call to help humanity and share the truth with humanity, so that humanity can heal and move forward. And we're going to be here, us Anons, when the world can no longer deny the truth. Us Anons, us truthers, us digital soldiers, we're going to help humanity through this. With the grace of God, we're going to help humanity through this. And so that seems like a great place for me to end this. It's Yumlicious Yum Yum time. And I'm going to go ahead and eat my Yumlicious Yum Yum dinner, my meal, one meal of the day. And so, yeah, I also had a little bit of salmon right before I cooked this. So, but again, this is Mickey Lynn Larson-Olson, a.k.a. Q Patriot, January 6th, M8, 376303, where we go one, we go all. The best is yet to come. Good night, y'all. God bless.